guys. So something terrible has happened. So I haven't played this game for probably about a week, so I'm a little bit rusty, and you're gonna see that. In my stupidity, whenever I was recording this, I didn't look to check and see if my audio was recording. So this is gonna be my first voiceover. So we're gonna see how it goes. And like I was saying, you're already seeing that I was rusty, and it's gonna show throughout the rest of the video, but the run ends up actually being really good, and I think you guys will enjoy. I'm kind of going through this and didn't really know what I was trying to do. Just wanted to do just a normal run, see how it went, see if I could beat Mom a few more times, because I still don't have the ability to go up or go down with the Polaroid or the negative Polaroid after defeating Mom, to try and go for killing Isaac or Mega Satan. So figured I would try and do that, and as you can see, I don't get like the best items. So here I just got holy water, and turns out this whole first 2 floors has a bunch of flying enemies. So it doesn't end up working to my advantage really at all. So I have to sit here and struggle. And because I haven't played in so long, my movement is just terrible. Also, my voice is a little messed up. Went away for the Valentine's Day week, days, just a couple days before, and got a little sick, so that's why my voice is all messed up. If you guys celebrated Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, but let me know in the comments if you guys did anything special. But in between, I'm still trying to figure out how to do all of this, and again, as you can see, I am just doing awful, fighting the easiest mobs and taking all sorts of damage. But figure, hey, keep her going, see what can happen, and it pays off in the end. I also noticed that the bosses will change colors, and if anybody knows why, or if that even has any effect, or if that's just a cosmetic thing, let me know. And here, like I said, while having the holy water, doesn't really help me. Doesn't hurt the flies, doesn't hurt Duca flies, so I'm just constantly running into these flies. Luckily, Lust gave me the syringe that makes me do contact damage, so at least I kill what I run into, but I am just having the worst time, left on half a heart on Duca flies, where really I should be not even taking damage. But I will take a health up and get her going. Now I'm playing like extra super duper cautious because I almost just died on Duca flies. And back to the flying heads. And they're in just such an awful spot that I basically have to run, just drive by to even think about hitting. And they move when I hit them. Case in point, I took 4 damage in that room. And honestly, like, I think, okay, a box of spiders doesn't really do me anything, doesn't really hurt me until I find a better active item. And right here, I'm trying to do my best to stay alive, just for the sake of it. And that was also something I noticed. The spinning floating head was new to this run, and I don't know why. And see here, I know that the different colored enemies will have more health, or they'll do more damage because they're champion enemies, I think is what they're called. But the bosses being different colors always confused me, because it's not like they're gonna end up having more health or anything like that, unless I'm wrong, but that's just my assumption. Find a bomb, go back to the room that has all this fun stuff. And here, there goes my first Lazarus life. And I'm not happy about it, as you can see by that pause. Figured try out the Wheel of Fortune just to see if it'll give me anything health-wise. Doesn't look like it, but I know that I have a damage up now. So figure try it out, and here goes the haunt. I don't know what it was, but I always had real trouble with the haunt whenever I first started playing. And I think having the Bloody Lazarus is what kind of made this, and I just kind of sped it up because nothing really interesting happens. I actually don't get hit, and these vases on the side, I think, made it infinitely easier. There's another HP up. We'll take it and keep her going. And this room is just weird, because they're all shooting straight at you in a long hallway. But for once, the holy water did actually help. And like I was saying, the holy water really, there's so many flying enemies on this run that it just didn't really make sense. And here's where the run completely turns around, is finding this dice room. And that dice room, essentially D100s on me and the floor. So I'm sitting thinking to myself, okay, well, if that's the case, let me go look at, you know, the shop, the treasure room, all that fun stuff. So here I am going to the shop just to give it a quick check. And potato peeler doesn't really make sense for me because I'm trying to stay as alive as possible, so we're going here. And I think about it afterwards, I probably should have cleared the boss too, just to see what item they would have given to... That was a really close call with that fly. But see what the boss gives and maybe even re-roll that item, which could have been more helpful, but I think it ends up being insane regardless. And right about here is when I'm thinking, oh, if I leave items on the ground, they also re-roll. Oh, here's holy water actually coming in clutch for the second time ever. And I still take the money and keep going, and I need the health, so I know I need to run and grab that. And right here is where I decide, you know what, I'm just going to leave some stuff on the ground to see if it will, to re-roll it. So we go back, we re-roll, and I get Glass Eye, Backstabber, Cat of Nine Tails. I don't even actually know what the other two are, the Black Magnet or the Crown of Thorns. And then I realize I never checked the treasure room. So I was a little upset, and then I see what it is. No idea what it was, and now here I'm being a little silly. I thought, okay, I'll just re-roll the pedestal to see if I can get another item. Well, it turns out if you take the item, you can't do that. So we keep going, and I found a Balls of Steel pill. That's why I have the 2 soul hearts. But now that I have all of these random tier effects from Fruitcake, I all of a sudden go from no damage to all of the damage. And I kill Pestilence basically instantly. And this is where it would have been good to use the D6, because I don't really need Ball of Bandages. Got Death List. No idea what that's for. And that's part of the fun of this, is I'm unlocking tons and tons of stuff, and I have no idea what they even are, where to find them, what they do, and it ends up adding to each and every run to make it better and better, and more of a challenge, and make it easier and easier. By the way, I have never seen a mob get stuck that long when walking into a room. Does anybody know why that happens? And here we just have a normal poop room. All of a sudden, instead of being passive, I'm a lot more open to just open lines of sight and taking them and moving in. Head down to the treasure room. We get another orbital. So, 2 lines of orbitals on me. Also, can I make a petition to remove these stupid things from the game? I think right about here is what I realized, yeah, that it gave me Bob's Rotten Head as the item instead of spiders in a box. Using Bob's Rotten Head to the best of my ability. That's another one that I don't think I've ever actually fully gotten. I've never gotten the Guppy transformation, and I've never gotten the Bob transformation. Now, when I used the world card, it showed me the secret room, and this has pretty well set me up for the rest of the run on money, which is really nice. And I don't exactly know... Oh, I see the arcade, and here we go. To go gambling. And I just speed this up so that it's not all day long, because it does take a while. I think I end up using, I end up using about a quarter of my coins to do that. Lose my soul heart, and here I go, hitting the trader, or the gambler, and I almost die twice. But it does give me an item at the end. And there goes Retrovision. just more and more coins for no reason on this floor. But we take it on the chance to gamble. Take the stars for the next floor, and here goes the husk, which, in my opinion, is just like an upgraded version of Duke of Flies. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is, and I just absolutely annihilate it with this. I think I cut out on the last floor. I intentionally killed myself to get Lazarus's bonus damage. And right here, if you can see it, the Wiggle Worm makes this run all the better. One of my tiers, somehow or another, whatever tier effect that might be, breaks the rock and lets me squeeze in here. And now all of a sudden I have spectral tears. Now, it doesn't really matter in this room. I just tried to hide from the laser, but they shoot over everything. This makes the entire rest of the run completely busted. With everything that I have and the random tier effects from Fruitcake, the Wiggle Worm just makes it so that I can basically just sit back and relax for the majority of the rest of this. Now, like I said at the beginning, I'm a little rusty, so that would be true if I was locked in and had all of my stuff kind of normal. But right now, dusting the rust off. So, am I doing terrible? No. But, could I be doing way better? Yes. Just keeping on going, finding Larry Jr., and here he is again where he's green instead of his normal, like, cream or white color. And see, I like one-shot those two, almost, depending on how you want to consider it, but it took almost no time at all to kill them. I mean, I guess my damage is now at 8.2, which is way better than at the beginning. And look at that, that was a terrible moon card. I was literally in the room directly next to it. And here's Greed. Normally when I fight Greed, that usually lasts about a minute, where I'm sitting there circling him and trying to figure that out, and I think I killed him in 5 seconds, maybe. And same here with Polyphemus, is I take a quarter of his health without even a question. Find my first Yera card. Yera crystal, because I was doing some of the challenges, so I could actually get some of those crystals, and that one just doubles all of the pickups on the floor. Definitely don't want Retrovision going into the boss fight. Mask of Infamy is interesting because I know that you're supposed to kill the heart just like the little masks, and then you're only supposed to be able to hit him from the back, but every time that I fight him, I feel like I can hit him from the side as well. It's not just his back that you can hit him. And this is where I take use of the Yara card, because I see that I have a Tears Up, and I didn't realize that I also had 2 puberty cards in here. Puberty pills.
Puberty.
I don't exactly know what puberty does. I don't think it does anything like special. I know it just changes Isaac's voice. Oh, and here we go, gambling again. Speed it up again for you. Because sitting there and cutting it for every coin hit is actually such a pain. So this time I decided just to speed it up to 200%. And with my random tier effects, I accidentally found the secret room. And this is at 200%. And you can see this is taking forever. At some point I decide that I'm gonna give up some of my hearts to try and get a double payout on the beggar as well. And I see the Awa's door, or crystal, and it says that it'll open a trap door. And I figured this would be considered like special flooring, but there was no ladder. It didn't open as like a trap door. It looked like it was just going to the womb. So I didn't end up taking it. Just to see. And he just spontaneously combusts strangely. Devil card for the boss fight, just in case. And this was a new one for me. I had never gotten black powder, so I didn't fully realize what was going on at first. Blow up the dono machine just to heal myself a little bit. And you'll notice that stuff kind of gets thrown around and starts getting dragged. I think it's because one of my tier effects isn't showing. I don't remember the name of it. It's the one that opens like a black hole in the ground. I think it's called Spectral Rift. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how black powder works, and I finally get it. I'm actually thinking about it now, where if Mom drops on it, yep, there it goes. Now, I do get it a couple of times accidentally, but that's really the last time that I think about using it. It seems like a very backwards item, where you have to do so much work for it to not really do all of that much. And I figure, okay, well, we're going here. We need to find the shop in the treasure room before we fight the boss, because we know it's Mom. And I'm not going to get any shop or treasure rooms in the womb. So I just hop in here, look at the icons to see if it's even up there, because I have the treasure map, so it shows me the whole layout, but it doesn't give me the icons. So realize it's not up there. You just keep her going. Yeah, there were 2 of those spectral rifts, but also it's getting like sucked into the wall. And this is where that wiggle worm comes in huge, is that I can just kind of hide behind the barriers so they can't shoot at me, and I just shoot right over at them. Found a sun card there, which I think about here, and I end up going through and killing myself so that I can get the bonus damage from Lazarus. Didn't mean to use that key. Get the bonus damage to kill myself and heal myself a little bit afterwards. Now that's after I do all of this, and I go and buy a soul heart, like a goober. So I basically waste the 5 cents on a soul heart. And I'm just kind of looking at what items I might be able to get. Anything special. Take Pokego. And this was a misplay because there's no more shops and there's no more treasure rooms. So more options doesn't really help me in any way, shape, or form. And there goes the restock machine blowing up, but... And here I am attempting to kill myself, realizing, oh yeah, I bought a soul heart. And there I go. Wrong button on the sun. There I go to heal myself, take the devil, and off I go to Mom. And see here, Mom's blue. I've never seen Mom be any color other than her normal white. Or tan or whatever. Why is she blue? She doesn't seem like she's any stronger. She's doing her normal stuff. I never understood why the bosses change color. The one thing that I wish they would change is creep in the womb, because it's so impossible to see. By the way, how many Mom hands are gonna come down here? I think there was, what, 5? Pokego starts coming in. I'm thinking this run is insane. It's in the bag. You know, go kill Mom's heart, no problems. And yet, I still end up in the situation where I am, where my audio wasn't recording, and I know that I was talking through this entire thing. And unfortunately, I recorded it yesterday morning and didn't realize until this morning that the audio didn't record. So here I am, trying to retrace my steps and kind of remember what I was thinking in the moment, whenever it's just over 24 hours ago. And I thought it would be funny to try and use the Yera on Yera to see if it would just duplicate it infinitely. Unfortunately, they thought of that. And this is a new boss for me too, but it's essentially just a pin, but this is where I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, this was a super good run. Like, I've never seen that boss before, and I almost instantly clapped him. And here's where it gets real crazy. I see the goat head, and know that that means if I kill Mom, I have a 100% chance for the Devil Room, which means that I can go to Sheol. And Sheol means I can fight Satan, which I have never done in Isaac before. There go 2 of the cages. Super easy. And I'm thinking also that if I do go fight Satan, it should be a pretty easy fight just because of how much damage I have. And I'm clearing most of these mini-bosses, like, super easy. And then we find another arcade. I'm a goober. Just run straight into a spike wall trying to run away from a bomb. Here we go again with the 200x speed. Or 2x speed. That one actually paid out pretty quickly. And because I'm on the wound, the Devil Beggar, I believe, takes a full heart, which... Oh, hey, I unlocked Counterfeit Penny during that, too. I believe the Devil Beggar takes a full heart, which is a lot less viable to try and pay out. I don't know the rules with them, like how often they're supposed to pay out and what their guaranteed payouts are, but these gamblers frickin' suck. They always have sucked. I think I started with like 32 coins, end up with 13, and all he gives me is a health down pill. You see me thinking about it. I'm like, no, takes a full heart. Doesn't want to risk running the rest of the wound with a half heart of a soul heart. Now, I do have the wafer, and I don't know if that affects the beggars. Now, right here is where I'm freaking out, because I know I have my revive, but I have half a heart here. And if I get revived, I think I only come back with a heart. So there I go. Mom just beaming me. So I take my invincibility and I just run with it. And I barely snag it out. And luckily she drops a heart for me to snag to redo. And there goes to Sheol. Now this is my... I believe... Oh, I unlocked Ipecac too. Explosive Tears. I'm unlocking everything in this run. I completely forgot about it. Luckily, I get my revive back for Lazarus. But I think I've only been to Sheol once before this, and I got absolutely destroyed. And I just run into the blue fire. Mystery Egg. Man, I'm unlocking way too much stuff. I don't even know how I'm unlocking them. But there you see, I still end up dying, so there goes my revive. And I think the only thing that... Like, I had been to the Sheol before, but I died because everything does a full heart of damage. And I think because I have the wafer, that definitely saved me in the mom's heart fight, and it definitely saves me down here. I don't know where that ghost came from or where he went, but there he went. And the same went for here. I didn't want to do the Devil Beggar because I don't really have the health for it. Now, this part was scary because the pedestals have collision, so I was trying my best not to step on the spikes. Wondering why that's still firing even though the room's empty. Luckily got one of my tier effects, Balls of Steel. And in hindsight, I should have Yara'd the Balls of Steel. I should have looked at it first, picked it up, and then redone it. That way I would have had 5 soul hearts. And you see me struggling to get through that door there. It's because I have so many items. I've never had this many items, so I couldn't see the door. Try this for another soul heart. And I think about it, it doesn't really make sense to continue through the floor. Also, this room, forget this. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do this in a timely manner and without taking damage. Like, I have to sit here and wait for them to open their heads. I have to continuously dodge the skulls. Luckily, I have Backstabber, so I was doing, like, tick damage. And I didn't think it would make sense to clear the rest of the floor to lose more health to make the Satan fight harder. So, threw Bob's Rotten Head at the initial couple, killed the Fallen. And now I just sit here and try and out DPS Satan. Got the first phase done, now he's gonna try and stomp on me, and I'm sitting here just like, well, I guess I better keep moving because it's like Mom's feet, where they just drop down randomly. And there I go. My first Satan fight, and it was surprisingly easy. The run getting to it wasn't easy, but the actual fight itself was pretty easy. So, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you guys watching. Sorry that I had to do a voiceover, but thank you again, and if you have any suggestions on what I should do, leave it in the comments below. Thank you guys.